May I get your name
Tigran Haas.
and your affiliation?
It's KTH, Royal Institute of Technology. I'm an associate professor of urban design and planning.
And you have played a role in organizing this conference, is that right?
Yeah, we were sort of like scientific advisors from our side, and then we were participating in putting the program together with the Axel St. Johnson Foundation, PPS, and UN Habitat.
And your research, the research that your unit is doing is related to the topic of the conference, correct?
It is. One of the projects deals with, has the title Urban Form and Social Behavior. So we do study this built environment related to human behavior. And it's sort of a study where we have three PhD students, and we have just embarked on it maybe a year ago. So we're looking to see some results soon.
What do you think about the research paradigm now focusing on placemaking? What does that mean to you? There are several people over the conference have said placemaking is a great start, but what does it mean? We need to be more concrete. What does it mean to you?
Well, for me, placemaking is still a little bit elusive concept, depending where you look at it from. For example, one of our colleagues, students, she's working on the aspect of built environment and the green, the relation of the value of the green for citizens. The other person is working on sort of more placemaking on a state level, for example, like in Michigan. But we will try to sort this out at the end in some kind of a taxonomy. So we have stabilized concepts, categories, prepositions, sort of starting points, and then we'll see what we can come out to at the end. What I'm missing, for example, especially in the social science research methodology, is sort of a method that would be very useful in urbanism. We talked about, and it comes down from Jane Jacobs, this observational urbanism. But what I haven't seen there, or what we really have to develop a methodology inside, which is like grounded theory or case study research that will really give us credible results at the end. Like space syntax, they have their own method. So maybe within observational urbanism, we can get to some very interesting, I would say, results. Because at the end, it's in the eye of the beholder. A lot you can see by just observing environment. So I'm trying to push our students to see if we can develop this methodology. We had this recently a discussion seminar on the future of placemaking in 10 years of urbanism, and we discussed a little bit about these theories. And Emily Tallinn, for example, was very sort of strict. It says we already have theories in place, from normative to others, analytical. We don't need new theories. But I think we, as it was mentioned in the Center for Advanced Urbanism in MIT, we need to come up with maybe a combination of new theories, maybe some kind of an integrative theory of urbanism.
A synergy of theories, perhaps.
Exactly, that's a very good word, a synergy of theories, because I think the art of civic design is still not yet sort of it's not in the minds and souls of all the practitioners and academics yet. So I think we need to bring out the good stuff that's been buried, but also adapt to the what the new urbanists have done for many years. But now we need to get this, as you said, synergy of integrative theories. I think we're still there in the beginning. I think we have a long way to go. And I'm just hoping at the end of the conference we'll have a better notion what placemaking is and where are we going towards. Breaking the sideways, I think we all speak sort of the same language but in different dialects. We have the red thread, but I think we're still a little bit divided in it. But on the other hand, as again coming back to the Center of Advanced Urbanism at MIT, I think their strength is that they keep their disciplines, but they try to work together. So nobody really relinquishes his or her discipline, but they do come together to see if they can work on a project and contribute from different aspects. So I think we still have a long way to go. I always liked charters and declarations. I love the Declaration of Independence. So, and I remember the older conferences I went to, there was always some kind of a statement at the end. So for me, I think that the build-up or contours of a declaration for public space would be excellent to see, and I was one of the pushing that we would also get the signatures of all our participants because of a lot of knowledge and and then of course it's a 3-year iterative process, so it will be build up. So I don't have high expectations right now. I think the great thing is that we are here, that we managed to summon this great group of participants and this exceptional group of keynote speakers. So this is a good step forward. I'm hoping that this will be one of the major things inside. If it's not, I'm going to be very, very disappointed. So let's see how it works out. But I'm hoping the declaration would be an important document inside, which would also start finally changing, as we talked, from objects to places, that place becomes something important. And of course, we always talk about ecological sustainability these days, and that is a priority. But the social sustainability is one that's really, really important. So finally, this social sort of people's perspective needs to come in. And I think the greatest thing with this one is we're getting the informal and formal talking. We're looking at the huge chunk of the world that is really actually lives in informality, and how do we deal with these things? So it's a start.
That's a major set of new ways of thinking and new approaches and new opportunities, isn't it?
Absolutely, and I think yesterday was we were witnesses to Alfredo Brillenberg and Hubert Klumpner, how they work with the urban think tank, sort of down on the ground in Caracas. But I think that is the major challenge. How do we, maybe I wouldn't like to say construct a new language? How do we now describe these informal things? Because we can't call this informality anymore. We need a whole new vocabulary for this, and it's a greatest challenge now. So we'll see what happens.
Thanks so much.